Hi, welcome to Remember Who the Fuck You Are So the Game Can Change, the podcast that is here to help you rise, to shed some light, and maybe even be a reflection for you too on what you need to look at to understand a little better, or even do a little more healing. So this week's episode, my loves, is all about that mirror and reflection and what that brings up for us. And if we can step away from the emotion or the surface level, we can then really take a step back and see it from a different perspective and go, oh, okay, I see you. So if that intrigues you, please stay tuned for this week's episode. Let's jump in, ladies. Okay, my loves. So, sorry this is a little late. I do like to post or have the podcast ready for Friday morning, and I was actually sitting down last night with my husband, and we've been switching off at night, disconnecting to reconnect, which has been great. Excuse me, my eye is just giving me a bit of grief at the moment. And yeah, then I was just sitting there, I'm like, oh, it's Friday tomorrow. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, I haven't done a podcast yet. During the week, I had an inspiration to do a podcast and had an eagle fly over, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, let's go. So I just been shopping with my boys for the day and just thought, oh, that's okay, I will drop them home and then go and record an episode. And then I got caught up with messaging a friend and about our Bali retreat, and next thing I know, like, a couple of hours has passed and it's time to get back into mothering role and parenting. So I didn't record my podcast. I'm like, oh man. So then last night I said to my husband, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to get up for sunrise and record a podcast. So I did, and there was no sunrise. It was completely overcast. Well, there was a sunrise, but it was just hidden. And I've got this new app on my phone called Be Present. And what it does is you set a time for your apps to be awake and be asleep. And so I just downloaded it yesterday. You get a week for free. It's not sponsored at all. But you get a week for free. And I set it that my apps wouldn't come online until 8:30 in the morning. So I couldn't just jump on socials, which was actually really nice, because I would just jump on and be like, oh, I'll just have a quick look. It's never a quick look, is it? Like, it's just, yeah. You get caught up with one thing and then another thing and then another thing and then another thing and another thing. So I didn't have that distraction this morning. And then with the sunrise not being captivating, let's put it that way, I'm like, okay, this is giving me the moment in time to, one, be present, hence the app name, perfectly timed and divinely guided. So I was just sitting there being present, and I started meditating, and then just reflecting on, it's been a crazy thing that's so I think I had like one or two requests from Facebook for friends, and they were in groups that I was in, so spiritual groups, and I've been noticing that more and more businesses are having their personal profile as their business rather than having a separate business profile and a personal profile. So yeah, I'd been looking at a couple of them and going, okay, well, they seem like legit, because you never know, right? So I felt the energy with the couple, and I accepted them, and then they started messaging just to like connect and to chat. And then so I think that might have just flicked a switch with Facebook or spirits like, Kira, it's time you are put out in the world, like enough, you've done enough inner work, that now it's time for you to be known and to make more connections, because I have been inundated oh my goodness, with friends requests, and that's brought up some mirrors for me, right? So what's happened is either it's been just friends or acquaintances and connections, I guess, but just online and just through the profile. Or people have been messaging and saying, hey, thanks for connecting, and opening up the conversation. Some have then done the voice messages, which I am so all about, and love that, because that just adds extra connection, right? And just you get to hear from a real person, and it's not scripted. And then there's other ones that have just jumped straight in and have no holds bar, and will let me know what they do, how they can help me, and we'll jump into the sales call. And then there's other ones that will just give enough, and then you just feel, and the energy behind is just trying to make connection just enough so then they feel comfortable enough to sell. And that's been a real like moment of mirroring for me, because I don't know if you've had the conditioning or the scripts running in your head about you can't be pushy, you can't be too salesy, you need to build connection. I mean, how many times have you heard that in business? You need to build that connection before they'll buy from you. They need to like, know and trust you. And so with those scripts going on behind, and then also scripts from my childhood of my dad and conditioning, and will only give me something if there's something behind it. And even if you haven't listened to my previous podcast about my dad, even he's on his deathbed, and he is holding on for dear life at the moment. I had a call back in early April to say he had 1 to 2 weeks to live. He's still holding on by the skin of his teeth, skin of his bone. I don't know what that saying is. And the last things he said to me was, you're not, all you want is my money. That was the last words he gave me on this earth, because I won't be going to see him again with the abuse that he offloaded onto me. And so there's that conditioning. If I haven't seen him in 20 years, and that's what he leaves me with. Let alone what he used to condition me with. So we all have our own things, right? We have these narratives going on within our mind and soul and heart. So when the connections that I've been building and trying to build, and then being triggered, but a beautiful mirror by these amazing women that are just doing their thing and trying to spread their word and offer a service that may or may not resonate with me, has got me questioning. I was sitting here with the sunrise, right, and that it wasn't there, and that gave me a moment to be present, and then thinking about like the overload of motherhood, and I'm going away on a night away. It's 15 minutes up the road. But to a hotel, just because there's 11 on the timer, just because it's been a big one. It's been a big term for the kids, and in turn me, and juggling all of that, and then school holidays has been a little extra, and my capacity has been dwindling, plus all the other stuff that I do and be. And so my husband's like, Kira, I can see you need a break. So that's what I was doing, is having one night away. And then it got me thinking, you know what? Why is it triggering me that they are confident on just saying, hey, this is what I offer. If it suits, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. And then I'm like, this is conditioning, Kira. This is a mirror for you. Like, it's okay to just go, hey, this is what I've got on at the moment. Here's what I've got to offer. If you'd like to know more, let me know. Like, so beautiful spirit gave me a download of, Kira, just message them all, because there's like, I don't know, like 50 to 100 of them, maybe even more. Just message them, say, hey, this is what's going on here. I don't know if things are going on there, but are you giving back to yourself? And have you thought about going on a retreat and coming on a retreat with me in Bali in October? We have 3 spots left. So I just messaged them all and just had a beautiful, like, just lead in rather than to say, hey, here's my Bali tree, is just a reflection and leading in and just, hey, here's what I've got to offer. Like, I'm just being nudged. I'm going to go with this nudge, and here it is. Because that's what influencers do, right? I just had a little like, this is what everyone does. So why is it not okay for you, Kira? And why is it okay for everyone else? So I love when you see something in someone and you're like, oh, that doesn't sit well with me. That's when you know, my love, that there's something within you that is a mirror there. So one that you're not doing yourself, one that, hey, there's actually nothing wrong with what they're doing. You can do the same thing. So I found that a lot with boundaries, is when I start putting up my boundaries, then because it's not been a common occurrence and a common theme and something that we are even taught, then you find the people pleasers who I used to be just not know how to handle it and not like get triggered by it, which is completely fair enough. But when you get triggered by something, or you're like, hey, like, that's not fair, or I don't like that, or you made me feel, or whatever it is, stop and pause. Just like I have done with people messaging and having the confidence and the gusto to just go, hey, here's my offer. Is stop and pause and go, okay, what is that, or her, or him, or whatever? Why is that having me have reaction. I was just like, I just got stumbled on my words. Why is that giving me a reaction right now? Why do I need to prove myself? Why do I need to explain myself? Why do I need to justify myself? What is it within me, my conditioning, what has happened to me that is making me feel like that it's not okay? Because there's nothing wrong with me. So what has happened in my life that is making this not okay? What is it that Kira holding her boundaries, standing up for herself or saying no or not overgiving? What's happened in my life that has made me believe that she should be overgiving, that she should be doing this, or that how can she say no? Like that's not normal. So I just invite you to pause, to be present, to question what's happened rather than what's wrong with me or what's wrong with her. Is pause and say, what's happened in my life that has contributed to my thinking with this? And do yourself a favour and give yourself a moment to breathe. Give yourself a moment to relax. Give yourself a moment to give back to you. Did you hear that? Silence. It's such a can be a scary thing. And sometimes that's why we put so much on our plate. We do so much. We say yes so much. We need to fill up our schedule. We need to fill up our timetable. We need to be constantly doing, because if we stop, that's when we can be guided, pushed, forced to go within, to start to unravel and uncover the things that we need to give attention to see the things that are missing in our life, the people that are missing, to allow the grieving process to really connect in with, but why? Why did they leave? And coming back to, why am I not good enough for them to be here or to invite me here? Or why am I always the one giving? Why am I always the one connecting? Why am I always the one? It is conditioned within us and before us to be busy, to stay busy, because then it doesn't give us the time and the space to connect, to allow what needs to come up, to give us that moment of clarity, or that moment of reflection, or that moment of reconnection, or that moment of awareness, that moment of being able to allow emotions to come up. And I know it can be scary doing it by yourself because you're not sure where to go, how to do it, how to allow it. And when we do it ourselves, sometimes we can, it's like turning on a tap. We turn it on and allow the pressure, the flow, but at the same time we also can turn that off as quickly as it turns it on, or dim it down, or have it come as a trickle when what we need is someone to open us up. So, in the true spirit of things, I am being guided to say, let me help you. Let me guide you. Let me guide you to unlock what is within you that is needing to and is screaming out to be released. Because the sooner that you can release it, the sooner you can move on from it. And that's the thing, is that I've done this work for almost 20 years now. I have done this work by myself. No parents, no siblings, not many friends who are really there for me to help me through it, or to guide me through it, or to hold the space for me. So let me be that one for you, because I know how hard it can be to do it for ourselves. I know only too well. I know what it's like to turn off that tap. I know what it's like to go, oh, I'll deal with that tomorrow. I know what it's like to, I'm not ready. And yet, it's exactly what I was. I was ready. But I turned that tap off instead. And made it harder for myself. And delayed my awakening. So, I've got two things for you. One, work with me personal, a one-on-one. Whether that's a soul conversation, a one-off, a soul coaching, which is 5 to 11 sessions. Whether that's really allowing me to remove a lot of layers through my healing. Or why not come on retreat with me, where you are supported by 10 incredible women. Myself, Lisa from Earthy Angels, and the other 8 souls that are coming with us. Where you're in a container where you are supported, you are guided, you have time and space, you have no distractions. That moment of time of sitting by the pool, laying by the pool, going in for a dip in the pool, for having a chat at the table, having a cuppa and connecting and talking with other beautiful souls who also may be mirroring the same thing for you as it is for them. The connections that you will find are uncanny. The soul sisters you will find will blow you away. The similarities in your stories will blow you away. The healing opportunities will blow you away. The connection to Bali, the energy there, the soulfulness there, it is just incredible to give back to you. to really give back to you, to not have anyone needing you. When was the last time you gave yourself that gift? To have other women support you rather than always being the one supporting them. So, my love, there are 3 spots left for this October, 18th to the 25th. Head to kiramarie.com.au or in the show notes. There's a tab that says retreats, and then Bali. Or message me on socials. Comment on this podcast. And come and join us. It will be an incredible week of giving back to yourself. And it's time for you to say yes. Yes to you. All right, my loves. Sending you so much love. Thank you for listening today. Thank you for showing up today. If you're new, hi, welcome. Sorry. Yeah, feel free to go back and have a look at any other podcast, or if you're on YouTube, go look at my playlists and activations that I have available and other videos that I've done. And yeah, I hope you have the most wonderful and magical weekend, and I will see you again next week. Bye.